All right, I did not do my little streaming starting soon overlay there. I forgot today. Bummer. Well, anyway, thanks for joining me. I have no fun, crazy stories here today, but you have stumbled upon another rousing edition of a Wednesday Watchalong. So I am in the Disney Plus app. I have searched for the hit 1994 film, D2, The Mighty Ducks. I believe it's defined as a sports drama. I'm sure it's a family sports drama as well. I don't remember it being too dramatic. I'm sure there was some high stakes and some tense moments like most sports films, but I don't recall it being a specifically drama. I'd imagine it's going to be more of a sports family comedy here, but if you were with me last week on Wednesday, the Stars were playing, and we did The Mighty Ducks, the original from 1992. So this one is similar, but it's the sequel from 1994. So I'm going to start this movie in just one moment here. I'll do the countdown. All right. Going to hit the play button on Disney Plus here in 3, 2, 1. Play. We've got it going here. Got it up in my other screen. All right. There's our Disney logo. It's coming down with the crown. Beautiful stuff there. Beautiful. All right. So yeah, this movie, 1994. By the way, if you are just joining us, the Stars lost last night. They played the Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche? Avalanche. Avalanche! Opening graphics. Stars lost 4-3. Okay, the opening graphics are kind of similar. They've got that weird silvery style to them. We got D2, The Mighty Ducks. That's it. I don't know if there was another cool tagline. They just went with the colon. D2, The Mighty Ducks. All right, we're already in heavy flashback mode. In the first one, you remember, there's a lot of flashbacks. It's mainly about Gordon failing at life. He was a 10-year-old boy. He played on the Hawks, and I think he just failed. He tried to make a penalty shot at the final winning moment of a game there for old Lane Smith, and he clanked it. Clanked it right off the crossbar, I'm pretty sure. So now we're in the second movie. Like I said, the opening credits look about the same. We're in flashback land. You see Gordon, young Gordon here, sorry, not old Emilio. This movie does star Emilio Estevez. He's back as Coach Gordon Bombay. In the opening credits here, though, we are dealing with young Gordon Bombay in flashback mode. We're getting some opening credits here. Joshua Jackson back in this one. I see Daniel Escobar weighing in here. Kenny Wu. That's right. There are a lot of new characters in this one that will appear here. A lot of people who didn't make it back, actually. Let's see who was left out. Departures. Okay, sorry. I forget in the opening here, we do get to see Emilio Estevez playing what I believe is minor league hockey. And he's very, very tiny, Emilio Estevez. I mean, I'm required to look up his height because that's what I'm trained to do now, unfortunately. Emilio Estevez height. 5'7". Okay, so yeah, they're cross-cutting between flashbacks of Gordon, young Gordon, and then cross-cutting against Gordon and the minor league team, the Minnesota Waves, it looks like. Michigan Waves? Are there waves in Minnesota? I know there's Great Lakes, so there's got to be something there. All right, that makes sense. So yes, to the departures. Lots of people didn't return that were in the first one, unfortunately. And that's a bummer because we loved all the first original cast there. The kid whose name I couldn't remember last week, the little Italian guy, the little street tough, his name was Peter. Well, he's gone. He didn't get to come back. All right, sorry, we're back in the opening credits here. Oh, Emilio up against the board. Gordon Bombay takes a rough hit. Looks like his knee is messed up. Yeah. Oh, what a hit. Bombay goes down hard. Beautiful acting by Emilio, too. He really sells it. That looks like an ACL injury. I don't know exactly what happened to him, but he sold it right there. All right, we're going through the opening credits. Anyway, departures. Tammy Duncan and Tommy Duncan. Tammy, I guess, was the figure skating girl, and her brother was Tommy Duncan, and that was young Pete from Pete and Pete, Danny Tamborelli. Oh my gosh, the medical crews on the ice. They took the helmet off Gordon. Oh, he's sweating pretty hard. He's really selling it. He's in pain. But yeah, so the figure skater girl is gone. And like Daniel mentioned there in the chat a minute ago, her figure skating skills were replaced by that of Ken Wu. Ken Wu will be our figure skater stand-in here for this this particular sequel. So I don't know why they needed a figure skater. That must have been something where they're like, hey, if we're going to put out an ice hockey movie, we have to have a figure skater somewhere. Okay, sorry, credits. Back to Gordon writhing in pain, cross-cutting again with young Gordon skating around. His whole life's flashing before his eyes right here. He was this close to getting back to the NHL. Because remember, he was a washed-up lawyer. He wasn't even a has-been. He was a never was. Midway through the first one there in the Mighty Ducks. So then he got to the minors, injury takes him out. Now we see Emilio walking out with a cane here. It's tough stuff. Oh, he's got a cool baseball hat on, though. Oh, it's North Star's hat. Nice. So the North Star's hat, I guess, looks like an old Oakland A's hat with that N, and then I guess they used the, like, green and yellow color dynamic, so the hat he's wearing, big Oakland A's vibe. All right, like I said, some people left here. Other people that left other than Tammy Duncan and Tommy Duncan, and we've seen none of the kids yet. Right now, we've got old man Jan, who is the brother, I'm pretty sure, of Hans. In the first one, it's Hans. I think Hans is either dead or they couldn't get that actor back. So now they got Jan. Jan's his brother, and he came to pick him up here. Yeah, so Tammy and Tommy, they're gone. That's young Pete. And then Terry Hall, played by Jussie Smollett, cut out. He couldn't find his way back into the sequel. So his brother, that character got to continue on, but unfortunately old Terry Hall, Jussie Smollett, didn't make it back. So I don't know if he just didn't screen test well, if he asked for too much money. Don't know what happened. All right, we're in Jan's shop now. We get our first appearance of young Charlie Conway here, played by Joshua Jackson. As you'll recall, I believe he was on Dawson's Creek. I did not watch much of Dawson's Creek, so I don't know much else about his career. I think he was in a movie called The Skulls that was pretty terrible. I haven't seen that since I was like 14. What else has Joshua Jackson done on IMDb? What's he known for? What's he into now? Oh, he was in that Fringe show, right? Wasn't that him? What else does he do? Dawson's Creek, The Affair, and maybe I'm wrong about Fringe. No, Fringe, 100 episodes. Okay, so he was in that thing. Does he make movies at all anymore? Movies, nope. TV miniseries, TV series. So Joshua Jackson is not a film actor. Okay. Yeah, he went Dawson's Creek, and then I guess he just kind of hung out in that world. Yeah, he was in Ocean's 11, uncredited as himself. I think he was in a poker tournament there. Yeah, I saw him. The Skulls was 2000. Wow. Yeah, he did not do well in films. Scream 2. He had a little run there when Dawson's was going, but he ain't doing a damn thing now. Other than TV. He's doing well in TV, I should say. Okay, moving back on. Who else is gone from this one? Other than Jussie Smollett, Danny Tamborelli, and old Tammy Duncan there. Dave Karp. He was also in Heavyweights. Kid's great actor. I don't know what happened to him. Aaron Schwartz. That name sounds familiar. Seems like he's probably still doing stuff. Last thing he did was 2020. And it was he played Detective Mitchell in a movie called Adverse. So, you know, that had Sean Astin in it, Mickey Rourke. He's still doing some stuff out there. But I think similarly, he's kind of hung out in TV world for a little bit here. Looks like he was on an episode of Young Sheldon. And he was in Suits. He was in the pilot of Suits. Man, look at this guy. He's rocking and rolling old Dave Karp. Living that life. Okay, back to Jan's hockey shop here. Gordon sharpening skates. That's a real pain in the ass, as we discussed a little bit this time or last time. Daniel Escobar. Damn right you get Benny the Jet in this movie. One of the best parts. I got to remember when they introduced. I know they introduced him with everyone else, but did they use his speed through? Oh no, he can't stop. That's right. He's like each one of the new players, and we'll get to that section when we get there. I think they've all got like an Achilles heel or some fatal flaw in all of their game that Gordon has to correct or they have to overcome at some point in time. I don't know. All right. So now we got old man, some marketing dude, I think from Hendrick Hockey or something, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I'm trying to read the captions down here as they go along. I haven't watched this since maybe the year 2000. I don't know, it was like 15. I don't think my kids have circled back on D2, the Mighty Ducks. So yeah, we got this old guy, or sorry, I keep calling him an old guy. He's probably like my age and just has gray hair. So I believe he's offering Emilio Estevez a job to coach Team USA in the Junior Goodwill Games. Yes, sorry, I'm reading the captions over here. What do you say, Coach? So yeah, he offered him the job. Hey, Coach, Team USA. I think there's a lot of money. So now we got to go say, let's round up those ducks. All right, so now we got to get the team back together. Jan hands him a duck collar. Like I think something you use when you're out hunting or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a huntsman. Is that the word? What's anglers or fishermen? Is it just hunter or is it huntsman? What are hunters called? Are hunters called hunters? Riflemen? I don't know. Either way, the people who use duck collars, maybe they're just into bird watching. Maybe they don't hunt anything. But Charlie's back. He's out. He's got to go round up the gang. He's in his Ducks jersey from the first one here. Okay, that's ridiculous. Oh, there's some street hockey playing going on. Seems kind of offensive. Well, no, not. What's happening here? They're in like a city park the way you would be for like a basketball game. And it's all like, low income looking kids. It looks like their pads are all torn up. I guess that tracks because they were all from District 9 or whatever, District 5. Okay, so he grabs Jesse there. I'm pretty sure that's which character that is. And then they go to the Mall of America, or Mall of Americas. We did discuss that a little bit last time. Mall of Americas is a location filming spot here, or a film location here. I've never been there. It always looked incredible in movies. I'm pretty sure it's in Jingle All the Way. Yeah, they just rollerbladed underneath a roller coaster. Are you kidding me? They have roller coasters in malls? There's a carousel right there. I know we have a mall with a carousel in it. We don't have a roller coaster mall, around me at least, so when I was a kid, I thought this mall had to be the pinnacle of all malls. They built a Grapevine Mills around here, and I thought that was going to be real cool. It's not. It's a total letdown. It's some Rainforest Cafe. I think I had to wait there for a while. Oh, okay, hold on. Some dude's trying to make out with a chick. I think they're both kids, so it is weird. But, yeah, I think it's like Guy and Connie from the first one. I'm sorry, I'm trying to match up character names. I believe those are their character names, and I can't tell if he's been recast. The girl doesn't look like she's been recast. The dude, maybe. Yeah, they grabbed Dorky Averman. He was working at a movie theater named General Cinema. I don't know that that's a real movie theater. Maybe it was in the 90s. It sounds like United Artists, but it's General Cinemas. Okay, then we go by Goldberg's Delicatessen. Got to round up that dude. So, yeah, rounding up the gang. They all stick their mouths up against the glass like horrifying young children. Anyway, classic getting the gang back together stuff. Other people that weren't back for this one, yeah, we already mentioned Hans. Hans isn't back. All right, so while they get the gang back together, I'll happily go over some of the plot notes here from D2 The Mighty Ducks. Oh, look, they're skating through a fountain. So, yeah, when I was reading through just the Wikipedia plot, and I think we're about to get to one of these scenes right here, it mentions that, yeah, a career-ending knee injury brings Gordon Bombay back to Minneapolis. They offer him a job to represent the United States in the Junior Goodwill Games. And right then, it is odd that without doing any further research on who's available in the talent pool, Emilio just says, hey, Charlie, go round up the team. Because this District 5 team that barely edged out the Hawks last year is now going to be who we roll out to the U.S. Olympics here for the United States in the Junior Goodwill Games. So, all right, doesn't make a lot of logic sense, but I'll go with them here. All right, they're skating out. They're rounding up the gang here, and we're about to get to this one plot note. Some guys from the Hawks, so the team they beat last year. Remember, they had not lost since, I think, 73. I think Gordon was the last time they lost, like 20 years ago, or 1992, so 72, something like that. They hadn't lost a game. Well, they clearly lost last year, so they're on a losing streak. Or sorry, they're coming off a championship loss. The Ducks have their number here. So yeah, they are ahead of the rollerblading crew of Ducks, and they line up some fishing line, I think, to try to trip them. And then the big enforcer dude, this guy Fulton, for some reason, and it's in the plot notes here. The The Hawks try to enact revenge for their humiliating loss 2 years earlier. Sorry, 2 years earlier. Their plans are foiled by Fulton, who leaves them tied up in their underpants. A thing that seemed just more prevalent in the 90s, I feel like. Just like pantsing people and like pranks of that nature. I'm glad those seem to have gone away. It was a huge fear of mine growing up. You certainly didn't want to be pantsed. And I guess it was a good deterrent. I mean, those bullies did get humiliated there to a degree. So maybe it's a bullying deterrent, but I'm glad that's gone out of style, at least in in the movies that my family appears to watch. Okay, so now we get a limousine pulling up. All the ducks are back together with Emilio. Okay, yeah. So the Hendrick hockey dude shows up, and he's in a limousine. Pops out his head at the top of the like sunroof there. Never done that. Always wanted to. I've been in a few limousines in my life. Never for any like legitimate reason. It was always a like prom rental or some crap like that. But yeah, never gotten to stick my head out the sunroof there. Looks really dang fun. I think I saw Tom Hanks do that stuff in Big, but I've also seen people get seriously injured sticking their like heads and necks out of vehicles and stuff like that. So again, I think I've seen enough movies where comedically it's gone the other way, or enough of those like you can't believe this kind of TV shows that they aired in the late 90s and early 2000s, where it's essentially just YouTube, but it was horrifying videos of people getting injured and then just dumb commentaries on top of it. Sorry, cracking open a soda pop there. Okay, so yeah, we go to some newspapers that show the championship Ducks are to make up the core of the team, and they will be it'll be supplemented by 5 new players. Okay, so we get our Mike Vitar appearance. He's from our Miami club. Clocked him at 1.9 seconds, blue line to blue line. So I'll try to go with the captions here. So yeah, we see Luis Mendoza, played by Mike Vitar, doing some moves. Don't know if that's actually him skating all the time. I think I did read that note, though, is that most of the actors did lie about their skating ability, and then they had to be trained. So Zach Tippett here on YouTube. Gordon clearly doesn't believe in Hawks. I agree. Hawks exist. Gordon needs to believe in them. So yeah, Luis Mendoza here doesn't know how to stop. Odd that he's going to go to the Olympics with that, but Gordon will figure it out. All right, then we get a dude from Texas here. This feels reductive. Being from Texas, this always rubbed me a little bit odd. I don't talk like this guy. In the hockey circles in Texas, there were very few hop-along cowboy kind of dudes. So this definitely seems like a creation of Hollywood, and it looks like he's just an outstanding stick handler. That's his whole deal. I forget his name. Dwayne, maybe? All right, then we go to Julie the Cat Gaffney. She's a girl goalie who seems infinitely better than Goldberg right out of the gate. Forget which actress that is. I feel like she's done other stuff. But she's actually good at her job, unlike Goldberg over there. Here was Julie. Julie Gaffney. 101. So what's the actress's name who plays that? Where is she on the IMDb sheet? Colombe Jacobson Durston. I know she was in other stuff. Where is she in the IMDb land? Yeah, Men in Black 2. Okay, right. Rookie of the Year. All right, yeah, so she had a run there back in those days. That's right. She was in the movie Chef. That was from 2014, and that was that was a Jon Favreau thing, I'm pretty sure. Good little flick. All right, so yeah, there's Ken Wu. Sorry, I missed Ken Wu. He's the little figure skater guy. And then I think a dude whose name's maybe Portman. Hold on, I'll find his name. But he's another enforcer dude like Fulton. So he's just a big bad guy. Yeah, Dean Portman, played by Aaron Lohr. And so he's got like cut off sleeves. Badass look. I don't know if you can do the cut off sleeves look in regulation hockey games. I would imagine there's some kind of uniform rule against it, but they're going to roll it out. All right, so we go to the whole team. For some reason, the Ducks are wearing their full green Ducks uniforms, but Gordon Bombay has already been decked out in full like Team USA gear. So he's red, white, and blue, but but everyone else is just wearing their practice gear from whatever team they came from. Seems like it's pretty intimidating to the new people, but whatever. Also, does seem odd that they only get one person from each geographical region. Seems like that's just kind of a Hollywood creation as well. You would think that it would be more representative of the North, Northeast, the colder states like that, but what do you know? We got a Miami guy, we got a Texas guy. Look at us. All right, so here's Luis Mendoza. Seemingly never played hockey before because he gets on a breakaway here and runs right into the goalie. So I don't know what his plan was here as he skated towards the goal, carrying the puck. And I don't know what his plan was. Do you just shoot and then run into the goalie? If that was his plan, he didn't do it here. All right, so it's their first practice back. Gordon's quite upset that they haven't been training in the offseason. Well, what the F would Gordon know? He's been in the minor league hockey system for a while, probably living out of hotel rooms, hooking up with random road honeys wherever they are happening to be willing to hook up a minor league hockey player, dudes. I know he's not hanging. He came back on a bus, so he's definitely not hanging out with Charlie's mom. So I don't know why he's upset with them that they haven't been training in the offseason. All right, there's a Fulton slap shot. Goes up, hits the ceiling. Oh, yeah, it's about to hit this dude in the head. I remember this from being a kid. Okay, so yeah, the main executive dude from this Hendrick hockey place, he gets smacked in the head with a hockey puck. Can't say I've ever been smacked in the head. I did forget to wear a cup a few times when I was a kid playing ice hockey. And just instinctively, they teach you to lay down in front of pucks when you're a kid too. So I definitely did that to make a defensive play, and took one right in the berries there. Hurt quite a bit. Never took one off the head, though. They make you wear cages, and they make you wear helmets quite a bit in regulation hockey. And then even when I was out playing, I was lucky. You take a stick to the head more than you take pucks to the head most of the time. All right, now Goldberg has got his arms all over this teacher lady that they've introduced. So he's really creeping all over her, and he's all sweaty, too. Oh, right. He's trying to negotiate that school will be optional because she's a tutor, I believe. Okay, so yeah, if they don't attend school, they're not eligible to play. So that's her role here is as some kind of a tutor to these kids. All right, then we get Averman and Portman. I will say Portman looks like he's probably 38 years old. Don't know his age. Let's check his age currently. Let's see. Aaron Lohr, I believe that's it. Or no, sorry, that's a different guy. Oh, no, Aaron Lohr. We looked up Aaron Schwartz a minute ago. Couple Aarons in this movie. Look at that. All right, Aaron Lohr here. Yeah, I mean, he's still doing some stuff. Yeah, what's his age, though? He's 48 right now. Okay, so this was 94. All right, I mean, 30 years ago. So he's 18. I mean, by no means a junior. He's definitely a full-grown legal adult at this point. I don't know how old the rest of these kids were, but that's why he looks much taller and older than the other cats here. All right. They've all been tied up. Sorry. And by tied up, I mean, for some reason, Gordon has tied these kids together with the big giant rope. I think one of the kids lets one go. So I think one of the kids, I think maybe it's Goldberg who rips one because, of course, why not? They're like, hey, let's get a joke in here where Goldberg rips a smelly fart in front of all these girls. So I guess that's a joke that worked for Disney. Yeah, they're all tied together. Not much going on here. Is it? So Sean Weiss, that kid who's Goldberg, I think he's the one who ripped one there. That guy not had a good go of it. I don't know if he's still all rehabbed out or if he's come back around. I think he might have made a recovery or something like that, but definitely, yeah, so there we go. January 30th, 2024. Mighty Ducks alum Sean Weiss marks 4 years of sobriety surrounded by fellow 90s stars. So, yeah, the dude who played Goldberg definitely did not have a good run. He's been pretty open about his past drug addiction, apparently. So he's 44 now, and I guess a bunch of people attended this particular event back in January here that this article's on. But yeah, the dude, Nate Richard, I forget, but he's definitely the dude who played Harvey and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I guess him and that dude are friends, which is interesting. We're like, I bet you do make like kid actor friends that you're also like, hey, we did not get a lot of work. We both got kind of chewed up and spit out of this industry, so let's all hang out. Oh my lord, sorry, I just looked over and they're all line dancing. This is offensive. This is offensive to Texans. This is offensive to hockey movies. The fact that they took time out of a movie that I believe's runtime is not that long, and they took time to put in a line dancing set. Okay, good gravy. Okay, now we cut to a scene where they're at a giant Wheaties box. Interesting. Never liked Wheaties. I don't know if you guys ever ate Wheaties at any point. If you did here, let me know in the chat. I always love to chat. LFG in the building. Whoop whoop, Anthony. Yeah, I never ate Wheaties. The people on the cover of the boxes never really drove me to eat Wheaties either. I think it was, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, people like that. I don't remember ever seeing like Dale Earnhardt on there. It was usually like gymnasts or like Olympians, like they're showing here. So like maybe you would get a couple big stars every few Wheaties boxes, but even that, like, I think my parents knew better. They're like, we're not buying you Wheaties because Wheaties suck. Even if they are good for you, you're not going to eat them because they're just not good. Okay, so back to Sean Weiss here. So yeah, the dude from Sabrina the Teenage Witch, he doesn't look great either, but yeah, I bet they do all hang out. Salute Your Shorts actor Michael Ray Bauer. All right, which one's that guy from Salute Your Shorts? As a rando old school show. Oh, okay, he's the guy who played an oddly named character named Donkey Lips. Yeah, his best known for his role as Eddie Donkey Lips Gelfin on the Nickelodeon show Salute Your Shorts, which aired from 91 to 92. Man, if you had told me that show only ran for 2 years, I would have said you're crazy. As a kid, I thought all that stuff went on for much, much longer than it did. Clearly, it did not go on for 10 years like I presumed. Okay, so now we're back. These kids are in a tutoring lesson. Nothing's really happening there. Oh, yeah, and the American Pie dude was also at this event with old Sean Weiss. So American Pie Rookie of the Year dude. Yeah, it seems like all those kid actors just kind of hang out with each other there. That kind of makes sense. They're all probably at the same auditions, all have similar agents and stuff like that. Yes, that's a lot of 90s nostalgia. Anyway, so that dude I think got heavy into drugs. I think had some pretty rough mug shots a few years back. Definitely got arrested for doing something. But he's made a recovery. So that's the good news, is I feel like I had heard that Sean Weiss has kind of turned himself around a little bit. So Goldberg making it happen. All right, now in D2, the Mighty Ducks, I think they've actually gone to Los Angeles. And the junior Goodwill Games here to compete. Good for them. While we're waiting for these guys to get into the actual ice action here, because we've seen some practicing, but we haven't seen any real game action yet. No offense. We saw them line dancing on the ice, and we saw them tied up together. We saw a few tricks from a few people, and then about 2 seconds of a scrimmage there. So not much happening. But we do get to the tournament finally now. So the tournament's going down. The first team you see, I think, kind of looks like the Lithuanian team that was sponsored by the Grateful Dead, because they're all wearing tie-dye, and I believe the team is Trinidad and Tobago, and their goalie literally just jumps the opposite way of where the puck goes. It's almost offensive how bad they are, Trinidad and Tobago. And we got our first appearance of Keenan. So one note is that some new people that did join here, one of them was frickin' Keenan. So Keenan's been around forever. He's still on SNL. He's the only guy I know, or the only person I know who's had a steady job in the same industry of just being in like sketch comedy for 30 some odd years, basically, since all that. All right, so here we go. Oh, penalty on the Trinidad and Tobago team. Oh, there's going to be a fight going on. Jesse Hall wants to fight another dude from Trinidad and Tobago. All right, yeah, now he's going to penalty too. Oh, wait, no, so he's the only one who got a penalty for roughing. Yeah, and then Keenan smack talks him. Okay, see, I remember they are in Los Angeles. So Keenan's a really cool-looking Los Angeles kid who I guess just hangs out at the Junior Goodwill Games and wears a leather jacket and trash talks the United States players, probably because they know English. So now we've got our first installment. Got our first installment of the Bash Brothers. So what occurs here definitely looks to be highly illegal, as two guys just skate down the ice, just knocking everyone over. I mean, I guess these are just open ice checks. They are just standing dudes up. I mean, they never really threw their stick up in a way where it was a cross check or did anything flagrant where they tripped anyone, I guess. So watching back, I guess that was technically all legal. I'd have to watch it again. Okay, so no. Oh, hold on. An intense moment is occurring. Okay, they're scouts. Man, I forgot about this entire subplot. So, yeah, in the hockey world, and I guess every youth sport, if you're really good, I guess you are concerned about scouts. Okay, the Trinidad and Tobago team has people playing steel drums on the sidelines. What's happening? That's amazing. I've been to a lot of hockey games. I've never seen steel drums. That's incredible. All right. Okay, sorry. Yeah, intense moment there because scouts are in the stands here. So Adam Banks understands that scouts are watching him. Oh, Ken Wu with a wraparound goal. Good for him. I think I'm legally allowed to do play-by-play on the 1994 hit D2 The Mighty Ducks. So what was the final score there? I missed it. I saw at the end that it said Gordon said that wasn't a game, it was a statement. I think it was like a 10-0 victory. Hold on, I might have it. Trinidad and Tobago score. Certainly I can Google this, right? Trinidad and Tobago versus Team USA Mighty Ducks 2 final score. It's got to pop up, right? Well, if AI is not good for that, then what's it good for? Okay. That can't be right. That has nothing to do with the Mighty Ducks. It's terrible. 9-2 is the final score in that game. So a 9-2 game. So Goldberg still gave up 2 goals to Trinidad and Tobago right there. So they did not look to be a very well put together team. And the Ducks. Team USA definitely did run up the score on them there, 9-2. But anyway, Adam Banks saw the scouts. Charlie seemingly unconcerned with scouts because I think he knows he's not good enough. But Banks is in his head. He's freaking out. They're in LA. I guess he's already worried about going pro or going to college. I don't know their ages right here, but I think they got to be 15 because I think in D3, which I don't plan on covering, by the way, I apologize. I don't know that it's worthy of covering. I think I'll probably just pivot to another Emilio after this, but you never know. Hold on, sorry. We just had the introduction of Wolf, the dentist, Stanson, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Coach Wolf, the dentist, Stanson, played by Karsten Norgard. That dude's been in some stuff. Oh, okay, so he's still in like Cobra Kai. This dude's in all kinds of stuff. Yeah, his filmography runs from 88 all the way to 2022. Like I said, he was in the Cobra Kai season 5. Hey, hung out in quite a few different series there. Look at that. He was in Alien vs. Predator in 2004. This guy's done a bunch of stuff. He's out there. But scary looking dude, Wolf the Dentist Stanson. I did read that he modeled most of his character type, or the film modeled his character type, after Pat Riley. It shows. He looks almost identical to Pat Riley, and his name is Wolf the Dentist Stanson. I think there's some beef between him and Gordon for some reason. Unsure of why. All right. Now we've just gone to where Gordon Bombay is given a fabulous house in, I believe, Malibu. Seems to be a little excessive for a guy who's just coaching a junior Olympics team, but what do I know? The Junior Olympics are a big business, maybe. I've never watched them, but maybe they make a ton of cash. Maybe this is a huge boon for Hendrick Hockey, and this all makes sense. Okay, now it looks like we're in a prank scene. Classic prank. We got Goldberg, Ken Wu, and Mike Vitar playing Luis Mendoza here. Oh my goodness, they're putting shaving cream in a gentleman's hands. Sleepover etiquette is pretty rough. I can't say I ever did the shaving cream in the hand and the tickle the nose, but everyone had to have tried the the finger in water or something like that, seeing if you could make somebody, wet the bed overnight or something like that. But okay, so yeah, they got shaving cream in a kid's hand here. and then they're like messing with his face with a feather, and so he'll put the shaving cream up and lather up his face. This is all terrifying, by the way. This is why sleepovers are a terrible idea, and camp is awful as well. All right, now we got Fulton and his buddy Portman, these Bash Brother dudes. Seems like they're probably lifting weights and smashing some protein powder or something like that. All good. Anyway, yeah, camps and sleepovers, terrifying place. You could get some good candy there. This is a nice pivot, by the way. That kid from Heavyweights that isn't in this one. Goldberg is in Heavyweights. Heavyweights, an outstanding Ben Stiller performance. I believe he plays the character Tony Perkis, which seems to have been heavily borrowed from in his performance for Dodgeball. But Heavyweights really stands up. I do have a premise for Heavyweights too. Patent pending. I've already pitched this to my writer sister, so it's already in her hands. She'll take it from here. But essentially in Heavyweights too, you got to flip the whole thing, and it's got to be a bunch of skinny kids that get sent off to camp, and the counselors are all like UFC or heavyweight boxer dudes that turn these skinny kids into confident, I don't know, just essentially confident kids. You can't make them all bulked up and ripped. You just got to make them be able to defend themselves and confident. So that would be the reverse of Heavyweights if you're going to try to sequelize it and sell it to Disney here. I don't think it's going to play if you just send a bunch of heavyset kids off to camp and have Ben Stiller run them to death. It was a tough premise back then. Hilarious film. I think Paul Feig, I don't know that he wrote or directed it. I know he's in it. I don't want to misspeak and say that he had anything to do with it. Let me go look up the Heavyweights IMDb information here, see who my writer is. Okay, so no, that was written by Judd Apatow and Stephen Brill. Stephen Brill also wrote this film. So Stephen Brill was the original writer of The Mighty Ducks and written by this. But yeah, bet you didn't know that Judd Apatow wrote Heavyweights. And that's probably why Paul Feig is in it, why Ben Stiller's probably in it. All those cats love working with each other. But yeah, Stephen Brill is actually the dude in the first The Mighty Ducks movie who was that attorney. So I did read up on that in the week in between here. So that other attorney that Gordon was kind of sparring with or being a little smarmy with, that's the writer of the movie. And apparently he was a hockey player who I think had something similar happen to him as to what happened in this movie. So I think he was like a minor league player who had a tough knee injury, and he kind of started writing films after that. And again, obviously the minor league players in his, like, I think early 20s or something like that is when this happened. But he wanted to play Gordon Bombay, and he was the writer. He got the movie sold to Disney. Or I take it back. Originally, The Mighty Ducks was not sold to Disney, but he got the movie sold. Regardless, whoever was directing that first one and producing it said, absolutely not. We're not letting you, Stephen Brill, play Gordon Bombay in this movie. But I believe they did let him play some other part. So who is Stephen? I think they give him a cameo. Oh, sorry. What am I talking about? Duh, I just said who the cameo is. The cameo is him as the dumb lawyer or whatever. So that was his consolation prize. But yeah, Heavyweights, written by Judd Apatow, Stephen Brill. Maybe I can pitch a sequel to him. We'll see. All right, what we've missed while I talked about other random stuff, I think, is some more beef. It looks like Emilio Estevez is in some kind of like shopping photo montage thing. He's got, it's like a photo shoot thing. Okay, so it seems like he's modeling for a bunch of Hendrick gear. He's glad handing a bunch. Seems like there's a lot of people maybe at his Malibu house. That is also confusing. So I believe the house that he is living in is now also being used to hold a party for Hendrick Hockey. They probably only had one Malibu Beach location, so they're going to get as much mileage out of this as they could. Let's see here. Judd Apatow. No wonder it was so good. Yeah, it's why we're like, those people worked on the movies I watched as kids. Like, it's such an interesting, weird concept, but those guys knew how to work. They knew how to make their money. And they're like, you know what? We can sell this weird idea to Disney and make it work. So yeah, Judd Apatow wrote a script and made it work with... Okay, sorry. Yeah, made it work with Disney. Is that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Okay, so Emilio Estevez is pitching a shoe. I believe to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I believe I just saw it in the caption say Air Bombay. I don't know much about the Air Bombay. I'll have to look at it. Okay, I do remember this section where the kids go to Rodeo Drive. So this is where they're going to take their stereotypical Texan kid and make him say the word rodeo and act like it's different than rodeo. And I think that probably eats up probably 20 minutes of this movie. I'm sure they spend 20 minutes doing that because even though Stephen Brill is a decent enough writer, I don't know if he's that good. Okay, see how they go into a shop here. I guess you have to ring the button. I've never been shopping on Rodeo Drive. I don't have that kind of money. I have been to places where they serve you drinks while you shop, but it's usually just to make you buy random more stuff. It's never because I'm going to spend like $1,000 or something like that. But I've been to those places. That's always fun. Okay, so yeah, the kids are trying to get into a fancy spot. There's no way they would let these kids in. I think Goldberg. Oh, so they're just like ding dong dashing at these places. Okay. Oh, okay. So there it is. That's right. It's like I think Goldberg pulls some trick. He mentions that. Sorry, he implies that he's related to Aaron Spelling. Aaron Spelling behind probably 90210 that was still active at this point in time. Good Lord, what all other shows did Aaron Spelling do? Sorry, you'll see how illiterate I am at TV and film and how I'm actually massively just reliant on the internet to tell me everything exactly when I want it. Aaron Spelling, producer for Charlie's Angels. Okay. Oh, well, that's the movie. What, did he do the original? He's got 234 producer credits. Oh, goodness. I mean, I know he did 90210. I can't read through 234 producer credits. His 4 known fors. So the known for section on IMDb. Okay, this is creepy. Okay, so they've got the... Sorry, I'm sorry to divert here. So the 4 kids did get inside one of these Rodeo Drive stores, and for some reason there's 3 live models who are willing to model clothes for them. As I recall, I think Goldberg mentioned something about them being for his mom, but these are some of the most, I'm not going to say attractive looking women, but it seems, okay, they're winking at the kid. This is horrifying. It seems like these women are too good to be working on Rodeo Drive, just modeling clothes, but what do I know? Maybe it paid outstanding in the 90s. Yeah, I got to be honest, my mom really needs a bikini. So, yeah, he's trying to get the women to model in bikinis here. Okay, either way, they were just looking at like 3 randos. That was quite odd. They probably could have just cut that whole scene out. They probably didn't need anything but that. Okay. Intense moment here. I'm going to go back to Aaron Spelling quickly before we get moving on. Is known for Charlie's Angels, producer in 2000. I'm going to assume that he was the producer on the TV series. Mr. Mom, producer on that. I don't know how that made his top 4 and is known for as opposed to like Beverly Hills 90210 and stuff like that, but sure, go ahead. Dynasty, I guess he produced 217 episodes of that. And then his other on the known for section, the Dick Powell Theater. That's Powell Theater. And that was 30 episodes from 1961 to 1963. So that dude was out there crushing TV stuff. All right, sorry, what I missed there was I think Julie the Cat Gaffney just went into Bombay's office and asked him, hey, what's up? Why am I not getting any playing time? Oh my gosh, sorry. That's right, ice cream date. So Emilio is now out with one of these Icelandic chicks. I forgot that, the Wolf Dentist guy, he coaches the Iceland team. I guess the Iceland team's the best team. I did research that the screenwriter, Stephen Brill, was like, we couldn't make it Russia. Russia was too obvious, so we just grabbed some other random Nordic country, and for some reason Iceland looked good because nobody really knew anything about Iceland. So, honestly, perfect villain. I'm not going to lie. As a child, it probably taught me most of what I know about Iceland. I probably learned it from this movie. I don't think they taught me the capital was Reykjavik, but I don't think I cared to learn what the capital was until I saw this movie. So, like, there's a bajillion countries in the world. I don't know how many there are. No one could ever know that. But I never cared to learn the capital of all of them, but I knew the capital of Iceland because of this movie, probably, and I don't even think they say it in here. All right. So Gordon was out on an ice cream date with, I guess, a coach from the Icelandic team, and the two Bash Brother dudes saw him out getting ice cream. What the hell is Gordon doing? You're a grown ass man. You go out to a bar or something like that. Like, I mean, he was drinking and driving in the first one. Maybe he's gotten sober and clean. Maybe that's the whole deal here. But regardless, it seemed a little too wholesome, is all I'm going to say. I know it's the Junior Goodwill Games. I know it's the first date and they're just hanging out and talking. But it did seem just a little too wholesome for my liking, is what I'll say. That's all I'm going to say. A little too wholesome. Gordon's not the kind of guy who's going to take 2 to 3 dates, is what I'm saying. He's been on the road. He's a minor league guy. Even though he's not an A-list Hollywood celebrity like Emilio, I think Gordon Bombay still knows his worth a little bit. He cast Charlie's mom aside. I think he would have been making a run at that Icelandic chick on night one. I don't think he's wasting any time on ice cream. I think they would have been out at a bar, hitting the club scene. He's got all this money. He's driving a convertible. He's got a house in Malibu. Anyway, also after one date, he's changed his entire appearance. So now he's dressed more like Wolf the Dentist Stanson. I don't understand why. The Icelandic woman went out on a date with the Gordon Bombay who looked like a normal human, but I think what it implies here is that maybe he did get some tail. So because he hooked up with the Icelandic chick last night, he had to completely change the way he dressed. She probably had to talk with him the next morning and was like, hey, by the way, that was awesome. I love that we went out last night. Thanks for the ice cream. I'm glad you made a run at me. But I do need you to dress a little bit better if you're going to be the guy I'm smashing here at the Junior Goodwill Games. And it makes sense. I mean, normal Olympic Village is always a hotbed of hooking up. So I'd imagine the coaches at these kinds of things, it's probably a wild scene out there. They go to the hotel bars and get drunk after all these dumb games, I'm sure. They're like, leave those stupid kids upstairs. We don't care. All right, so yeah. Emilio Estevez, he looks like Pat Riley now, probably because he got some action the night before from the Icelandic hottie. His team is getting demolished by Iceland right now. Jan is watching from home. He's devastated. Okay, we got some action here. I said we're actually in a hockey game now where it's legitimate hockey action. Down goes Luis Mendoza. Again, his lightning fast speed, I'm yet to see how he made the Olympic team other than Hendrick maybe wanting him as a corporate sponsor for ice skates in the future. And I think that might be all this is that Hendrick brought in each of these different representatives for their team to attract potential corporate sponsors or to brand them farther down the line. So the Texas kid, hey, that's going to be our Southwest regional marketing guy after this. We're going to put a lot of money in that one. Ken Wu, he's going to sell our entire figure skating line of skates. Because even though we're Hendrick Hockey, of course we have Hendrick skates that appeal to figure skaters as well there. Same thing with Luis Mendoza, the speed. You know, you can only get this speed on, okay, sorry. You can only get these speeds with Hendrick skates and stuff like that. Portman has been thrown out of the game. He's in the locker room destroying things. Goldberg is getting owned out here. I mean, he's not getting much help from the defense. But, man, Goldberg's getting owned. I don't know how bad the score is right now, but hold on. Gordon's giving him a intense speech here. Oh, blowed this game and we're one loss away from elimination. So good to know. I guess if they lose, they're not out, so they've still got another game. So, hey, okay, it's 4-0 right now currently. I missed the period check there. I think it's the end of one. It's 4-0 right now. So end of the first period, 4-0. Ducks are down. They're not the Ducks. I'm sorry. They're Team USA. I apologize. That's on me. Team USA is down to Iceland. Iceland looks like they're all 35 years old. Or actually, I take it back. They all look like they're 27 years old and in the best shape of their lives. They're huge dudes. I know from researching this as well, they are all stunt skaters. I don't know that they're all NHL players, but they are all, most of them are not actors. I think there's like one actor in the bunch, the guy who plays a character named Gunnar Stahl. maybe one other actor, but beyond that, I think everyone is just a stunt skater on the ice. So makes sense why they look like the best players ever, and why they look like 40-year-old men. Okay, so Julie the Cat Gaffney has been put in goal, but she's hit on by two of the Iceland players. She knocks them down immediately and is thrown out of the game. So an incredible statement right there that Julie the Cat Gaffney, who had already gone and lobbied for a spot, in the moment she gets her shot, she said power to the women here and said, you know what, F these dudes who are going to come hit on me in the game. And I think they called her like a little girly girl or something like that. So she just pushed him down. So good for her. Yeah, so now she's in the locker room too with Portman. She's all padded up. She's still in full gear. All phrasing on that last one, sorry. There's the Dwayne guy. Okay, so yeah, he iced that was Adam Banks. So Adam Banks drove in. I'm sorry. Okay. Adam Banks looked shockingly similar to the game the Stars lost on last night. Stars lose 4-3 to the Colorado Avalanche in game 1 there. And they lose on essentially like a fast break from, I believe the guy's name is Miles Woods. And he comes up the left side, has too much speed, and gets around Haskin in there because he's got Woods had fresh legs, and just rolls it in on a backhand after beating Ottinger, beating Haskin in there, and that's almost exactly what Adam Banks just did there on the ice. But unfortunately, after he scored the goal, hold on, he held his hand out. He stuck his arm out like this, and somebody came by and just whacked it. So an Icelandic player just came by and thwacked his wrist right there and cracked it, probably smashed it into a bajillion pieces. So now Adam Banks injured their best player. Emilio loses, I believe the final score 12-1 there. He is ticked. And that's what he gets. He thought he was the best. He put together a team that was essentially just District 5 plus 5 corporate sponsor players that this Hendrick guy wanted, who, as far as I could tell, haven't contributed jack in these kind of games. Adam Banks was the only one who put a goal in there. So I didn't see Ken Wu coming through there. I mean, I'm proud of Julie the Cat Gaffney for standing up for her principles and her morals there, but she didn't do anything to help get any saves there. She put Goldberg right back in there, and Goldberg's having the worst night of his life. So if anything, Goldberg might be fried. His mental health, he may be in tough shape. I don't know if he can come back for the next one. We'll see what Gordon Bombay's decisions are. I don't know. Okay, 12-1. Yeah, the whole team is here. The whole team is hanging out, and Gordon Bombay is pissed. Remember, he looks like Pat Riley now. He no longer looks like normal, fun, lovable Coach Gordon Bombay who's got the floppy hair with the middle part. Oh, no. Now it's like slicked back Gordon Gekko style, Pat Riley style. And it doesn't even work slicked back. It's like when I try to slick my hair back. And some of you guys out there, maybe you... I saw this Will O'Connell. Gunnar Stahl is also the varsity goalie in D3. Weird twist. I did see that as well, too. I saw that the same actor was listed in both and that he plays a different character. I was like, that's such an odd thing to do. But they're like, we like that guy. We're going to recast him. So, yes, in D3, the same actor who plays Gunnar Stahl is somehow also in D3 as the varsity goalie. Thank you for that, Will O'Connell. I did read that earlier in a random piece where I was like, okay. Anyway. When I try to slick my hair back like this, it just doesn't work. You could do it right out of the shower. I could put all the product in the world on it. I don't know how guys like Pat Riley and those dudes get it to just look so greasy and thin and not greasy and thin in a like negative way. Like they somehow get it to look greasy and thin with a real thick hold where it like stays flat. Because mine looks more like Emilio's here, where if I try to like slick it back, it still ends up like poofing up. And it's not because I used a volumizer or anything like that. It could be as greasy as all get out. It'll still just have this weird little like fluff up on it where like you don't look hard like Pat Riley. You more look insane. Like Max Schreck, Christopher Walken's character in like Batman Returns or something like that. So for me, trying to slick my hair back has never worked. All right, what we missed there, sorry. was Gordon, I think, just skated the entire team for like 2 hours, maybe longer after they played a game. And so these kids have to go to school. We forget that there's this other woman who maybe there's a loose romantic storyline going on. I haven't picked up on it, but there's about to be some conflict here in this one-on-one conversation between the tutor, Mrs. I forget her name. I'll have to go look at the character name in a minute. But Emilio and this actress, I think the actress's name is Catherine Irbay. Yeah, he's been hooking up with this Icelandic chick, so I don't think there's anything going on between the two of them, but she's ticked that he's running the team into the ground, running them after games and practicing them too hard. So she gave him the day off. She canceled practice on her own. I'm sure he's ticked that she does not have the authority to do that, but she did it anyway because she can. All right. So now all the kids are out stretching. They're wearing USA gear. Good for them. I don't know if this is their day off or what. Okay, now they're fighting with each other. Because, yeah, hey, you take a 12-1 loss. You're now one game away from elimination. And remember, some of these kids are traveling. All these kids are traveling. None of them are from Los Angeles. But, segue machine, someone who is from Los Angeles is Keenan. And let me see Keenan's name in the movie. Russ Tyler. There it is. Yeah, Keenan's name is Russ Tyler, and he skates up while Team USA is over here. So, yeah, this is their day off. Sorry. They're just out hanging out on a field stretching, I guess, because the coach gave them the day off. So, for some reason, they're all still hanging out together stretching. And instead of practicing, Russ Tyler, old Keenan here, comes up and trash talks them and says, hey, do you guys want to come play street hockey with me or something? I'm sure there was a line that he delivered that was far more eloquent than mine here. I'm trying to follow along with the captions. But yeah, he essentially takes them into... There's barbed wire. It looks like he took them to a prison. I'm trying to figure out where they're playing hockey. The scene, there is barbed wire and like wire on the top of the fencing here. So maybe that's how some public parks are in Los Angeles, but yeah, I mean, this looks like a normal public park at this point when you get into wide shots here. So yeah, I don't know where it was filmed, but this is some epic 90s street hockey right here. So this is all you were ever looking for. I know there were some cats in the chat last time that were talking about the street hockey scene of Dallas back in the 2000s and stuff like that. Anytime you could find a tennis court game going on, you wanted to get in there because they're hard to find. You don't need a goalie. Like I said, you can just put these little like tins down, the little trash cans, dump them on their sides there. If you had a goalie, great, but it's pretty tough to get a goalie because the goalies have to have the like outdoor gear. You cannot take your indoor ice gear and run it out on concrete. You will scrape that stuff up so bad, it's terrible. But one of the things they're doing out here is playing with a puck. Pucks, extremely difficult to do on most asphalt. So in the 90s, they had those pucks that had like the 3 little wheeled balls in them. Those things kind of sucked. They had like better glider ones, and that looks like what they're using. The like official inline hockey ones that were more orange, and they had like a series of little bumps and grooves on them that made them glide a little better, but they still weren't great. Also, yeah, they're in the middle of the hood in Los Angeles right here. They just knocked a puck over a fence. Some dude throws it back in. It's like everybody's got hockey gear in this section of Los Angeles, which is incredible. What a time for them in the 90s where everyone had rollerblades. Oh my gosh. Okay, the knuckle puck has just appeared. So Keenan parts the entire rink. I mean, I guess it's a rink. It's just a park court right now. But yeah, the C's part, essentially, as if he's Moses. He knocks a puck up on its side there, and then so it's standing up on its side, so it's not flat where it'll glide. It would, essentially like tumble. So it's up on one side there. And he hits it, takes the old slap shot there, and calls it a knuckle puck. It's an interesting name for something. The old knuckler there. But I can tell you, a fascinating shot. You couldn't really pull it off in most live action hockey play unless the puck just happened to do it. because his entire move is dependent on him being able to stop and make sure that the puck stands up on its side. You can get a wobbler like that every now and then that's already positioned that way, but the way they shoot this camera move, where it's up and down and it's gliding all around, it makes it look like this knuckle puck is like a spitball or something like that, where it's got all kinds of nasty English on it. I could never get it to do that. All you're really doing is getting it to go end over end. I could never get any cool, nasty English on my ball. Okay, so yes, they've now left the park. It looked like a rousing game between Team USA and the Street Park crew there. It seems like Russ maybe had, I said, some older kids he played with. So Keenan, Russ, he looked maybe, like, again, I don't know his age at the time. He looked probably 13, but it seemed like there was a lot of like 18-year-old dudes out there at the park. So he was playing with some older cats. Good for him. Helps make you better. If your kids are out there playing, I know it's weird, but like once you get to 13 or 14, it probably is better that they play up as long as they're not getting their ass kicked, because it will make you better. It sucks. All right, now Jan has flown into Los Angeles. Oh, you looked like you just got out of the shower. So that's a line that stuck with me forever, is that anyone who tries to pull off this Pat Riley hairstyle or this Gordon Bombay, Emilio Estevez hairstyle, they look like they just got out of the shower. And the way Jan delivers it, I mean, again, it cuts through. I could probably say that on my deathbed. If you ask me, like, hey, what did Emilio Estevez look like after he got some ass in Mighty Ducks 2? I'd be like, oh, he looked like he just got out of the shower. All right, so incredible line reading from Jan here. You know, I don't even miss Hans. I think Hans can just stay gone. I don't know if Joss Ackland is still alive. In fact, I think he might have. Let's check. What's Joss Ackland doing? Died November 19th, 2023. I was like, I think he actually kind of maybe just recently died. Yeah, Hans is dead. All apologies to Hans. Hans is gone. Okay. But Jans came back, and I think they basically just ripped off the exact same stuff they did in the first movie, where essentially, hey, Gordon has lost his way. As a character, he doesn't know what's motivating him anymore. He was just trying to be in the minor leagues originally. Then somebody came and dangled a bunch of money in front of him so that he would go coach this junior Goodwill hockey team. And now he's apparently just into Icelandic tail and dressing like he just got out of the shower. So Jan had to jump in and tell him, hey, man, you're not acting like yourself here. So now Gordon's got to go out at sunset and skate around. So in the first movie, he laced up his ice skates and skated around on the old pond for the first time in years. So I don't know how Gordon can skate around. I thought he had a career-ending injury. I didn't know he was able to skate. But he's out there skating now. Anyway, so that's how I guess they get him back in, where they're like, okay, now Gordon's going to dress normal again. He's not going to be a D-hole if they lose a game because he can't. What are they going to do? It's double elimination. Once they're eliminated, they're eliminated. He can't be mean to those kids anymore and make them practice harder. There is no practice harder. You're not the coach anymore, Emilio Bombay. All right, so no, it's the next day. Coach was skating around. Oh, that's right. Emilio is not at the game. So we've got the teacher here. So the teacher is the one who's now going to have to assume the role of coach. Otherwise, they get disqualified and they're forced to forfeit. So being forced to forfeit, probably not a good thing in a double elimination tournament when you've already lost one game. I'm pretty sure they're playing the German team here. These dudes also look pretty big. They're laying on a lot of hits. We look tired. We need to trade places. Okay, so the coach doesn't know how to call for a line change. And apparently none of the players at any point had told her that, hey, you know, we switch lines about every 2 minutes into this thing. Otherwise, players get gassed. So I guess she's just been manually calling line changes, and so is Emilio the whole time. Typically, your players just shift. If you are on the ice and you know that you're tired, you can just skate over to the bench. And if your coach doesn't say, hey, you next on, like, you're just shifting down the bench. So if you're the next center closest there, you jump out immediately if a center's coming at you. Okay, so now Gordon has come back. Like I said, all right. Okay, yeah. The teacher is currently the coach. Gordon Bombay, Emilio Bombay, has entered the arena with that same dumb duck collar, and his hair is no longer slicked back. Slicked back. He does not look like Pat Riley. Oh, no. He looks like his old Emilio self with his big floppy middle part there. I guess it's slightly off kilter to the side. And the back goes down real far. Where it's like, I think that's as deep as you could wear it in the 90s, where it's not considered a mullet or anything like that. It's just like a light bit of wing. It's not even wings. He's not flared out. He doesn't have the wings there. So yeah, he's doing fine. His hair looks like $1 million. He does not look as good as he did in 92. I'll tell you, I don't know if it was the success of the Mighty Ducks, if he just went hog wild, or if the stress was too much for him over the next 2 years, or if he just did not like working with these kids. But whatever it may be, he doesn't look as good as he did in 1992. I'm not going to lie. 1992, he still had that sparkle in his eyes, that youth that I just don't see. He looks like more of a haggard old man here, and it's only been 2 years. It's weird. All right, so I don't know what the score is in the game here. Okay, they're setting up some kind of play. Come on, Jesse. This is the first play setup I've seen. Bombay's back in. Oh, gosh, it's a flying V. Okay, so they just call for their dumb flying V, which makes sense. Okay, the score is 2-2. USA and Germany are tied here. Looks to be the third period. So yes, for some reason, okay, so the announcers I can see are saying, I've heard of this before, but I've never seen it. Okay, again, they put it on sides. I have to say, as a kid, I was never really watching for, like, is the flying V in any way on sides? Because a lot of times the guys in the back is carrying the puck. It's not always the front of the V player. Because if it's the player at the front of the V, then you'll be on sides automatically. You're entering the zone with the puck. So when it's the player coming up or carrying the puck and they're in the back of the V, they'll typically do a pass right as they enter the zone there to where that puck enters right on time. So it's good little hockey cinematography there. No logical breakdown on that particular flying V shot. Okay, so now Gordon Bombay is burning a cardboard cutout of himself. Amazing. So I think it was his Hendrick spokesman stuff. I think he is forgetting that Hendrick is the one who's paying him to be here. They're the one who gave him that really nice house in Malibu. I think they're the reason he has that nice car, and they're probably the reason he's hooking up with that Icelandic chick. So I don't know if they want old big bad Hendrick man to see that he's burning stuff. Okay, we're getting into some coaching now. So after Gordon's been eliminated, it's not even Gordon, it's Jan coaching. Okay, so Jan is trying to coach Luis Mendoza here, who, if you remember this, is played by Mike Vitar, who is Benny the Jet Mendoza. Is his name also Mendoza in this? Luis Mendoza? Benny the Jet Rodriguez. Sorry, I apologize. That's on me. Sorry, Rodriguez versus Mendoza. That's a slip on my end. Yeah, they line up a bunch of Coke cans. You got to see an old school 90s Cherry Coke label there, which is outstanding. I love the 90s Cherry Coke label. The one before it got all hardcore and edgy, and the edgy one. So they showed the one before it got all hardcore and edgy, when it was like a weird purplish color, and it still had kind of like the bubbly letter. But then in like 95, it got super edgy. Okay, so now we've cut to Adam Banks. Adam Banks is in the locker room. Looks like his wrist hurts. He's taping it up. Has he been playing? Yeah, okay, maybe he's been playing this whole time. I did not follow that piece of storyline here, but when his wrist got hit, maybe, I guess he just kept playing. Yeah, he kept playing. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, coach, I'm fine. I can play, I swear. So yeah, he never came out of the game, even though his wrist was all jacked up. So now Gordon's going to run him through a little bit of a test here to see if his wrist is actually in good shape, which it is not. Adam Banks is going to grab this stick, hold it out in front of him here, and try to rotate his wrist. Doesn't work. That's going to be real tough for the kid. I'm not going to lie. He's at a tough age where you're going to want all the strength you can, and since he was so worried about scouts, he's got to get back in that game. So I'd imagine this thing's going to pay off at some point, but maybe not. Maybe his career's over and he's done forever. Either way, Emilio's hair's back. Adam Banks' hair looks terrible. I don't know what they're doing with this kid. Wild. Adam Banks, did that guy go on to do other stuff? Did we look that one up last time? Thought he had like a weird. Yeah, Vincent LaRusso. No, he did barely anything. My goodness. Yeah, his filmography: 1992, The Mighty Ducks; 1994, D2, The Mighty Ducks; 1996, D3, The Mighty Ducks; 2008. So he's inactive until 2008, which is fine. I mean, I'm all for kid actors going to school, and the business sucks. He's in a movie called Superhero Movie, and he plays as the bank robber in Superhero Movie. Okay, I remember Superhero Movie. Is that a Leslie Nielsen film? Yes, it is an American superhero parody film starring Christopher McDonald, Leslie Nielsen, Drake Bell, Sarah Paxton. Okay, so he was in that movie. So he was in. Who brought him into that? Okay, see, he was in like a couple TV episodes, and I guess maybe he came back for one episode of the Mighty Ducks reboot. All right, we're back to Luis Mendoza trying to learn how to skate. It's not going well for him. Okay, USA downs Canada. Iceland is upset by the Russians, now tied with USA. So there's the Russians. The Russians appear as a villain just in newspapers. So they will still throw up like old newspaper clippings in this, or sorry, not clippings, but newspaper layouts just to show you what's going on. So that's much easier than showing a game between Iceland and Russia or showing a scoreboard. They're like, just put up the newspaper graphic, zoom in on it. In fact, zoom in on it twice. Say that the USA downed Canada, then pull out, do another push in where we see that Iceland lost to Russia and they're now tied with the United States. So, oh my goodness, sorry, banged the mic there. Okay, we got Russ on the ice. He kicks a knuckle puck up. Knuckle puck gets the win or gets him a goal against some team here. But you can see that the dentist, Wolf, the dentist Stanson, is definitely there recruiting, as he should be. I have not seen Gordon going to many other games, watching much tape. I've seen him out. I've seen him doing practice with his teams now. I've seen him doing his skating. I've seen him watching tape on his own team, but I have not seen them. I've not seen him attend another team's game yet. But every game that he's playing, Wolf, the dentist Stanson, is there. But the knuckle puck is also getting a lot of press. So you can see there again, because they're going to newspapers like every other transition here. And there's the knuckle puck, front page, knuckle puck, knuckle puck. Okay, so it looks like it's the last practice. So there's a beach ball. Okay, so hey, a lighthearted beach ball practice. Good for Gordon. They're in LA, good for them. Woohoo. They get old man Hendrick on the ice here. He's not doing anything good. There's Jan on the ice. That's great. Certainly one of these old guys is about to take a puck to the head again, yeah? I said that's what happened last time. Oh no, some people go flying and skating. There's a beach ball. Yeah, nothing good's happening there. All right, this seems like a real dud scene. Oh, wait, no. Oh, okay. I was like, what are they doing? Are they just burning a scene on a beach ball party? Okay, no. Wolf, the dentist, Stanson, and the Iceland team have now crashed this beach ball party. So oh my gosh, the Wolf he just took the beach ball and smashed it inside of itself. So that's not very nice. Gordon had to have paid at least $1.49 for that beach ball. I mean, maybe less. I take that back. Adjusting for inflation, I bet you could probably get a beach ball sub 75 cents back in 1994 here. Hey Daniel. Yeah, man, hang it. I don't know, man. Sorry, buddy. I know I ain't leaving here. So I can't really tell you much of anything other than I am here. So there's Gordon, and he's mad at the Icelandic chick. So yeah, like, I guess the Icelandic team has come in and crashed this beach ball party for Emilio. And yeah, man, with the Wolf Stanson's hair, like, I don't know how he gets it so slick. Maybe you have to cut it shorter. But even then, if you cut it short, then it just sticks straight up. Like, I don't know how to get hair long enough or what haircut you have to ask for to get that good, slick back Pat Riley look. If anyone can tell me what I need to go tell my barber to get me the Pat Riley, you just let me know. And I might even just take him in and show him a picture of Wolf the Dentist Stanson here. Oh, I think there's a competition afoot. Okay, so I think Bombay and... Wait, is this one-on-one hockey that's occurring? I'm sorry, I don't remember much of this storyline at all. Okay. All right, yeah. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, so it's one-on-one hockey, which is about the easiest thing to beat. Okay, yeah, and they're getting pretty physical with each other. So yeah, the Wolf the Dentist is just dominating Emilio Estevez right now. Let me see how tall this guy is. Karsten Norgard. Let's check this guy's height. We already know Emilio's 5'7". Karsten Norgard 6'1". I mean, I said he's got the height advantage on Emilio. I said they're putting bodies to each other. Emilio's got no shot here. I mean, I don't know what he thinks is going to happen. Okay, that's right. They're hitting the post. That is a fun game to play. If you don't have a goalie, you just have to try to hit the damn post. And you're like, all right, first one to hit all 3 posts wins this thing here. And that is tricky. So, yes, this is a version of one-on-one hockey. Gordon, 1 more post to go, and you go home. So, yeah, Bombay's about to win. Oh, and then Wolf the Dentist goes full Nancy Kerrigan. Goes full Tanya Harding and the dude. What's the Tanya Harding's dude's name? Oh, man, I always used to know. Tanya Harding dude who hit Kerrigan. Jeff Gillooly. How could I forget old Gillooly? Jeff Gillooly. So yeah, Wolf the Dentist Stanson just went full Jeff Gillooly on Emilio Estevez right there. So Estevez had the breakaway, old Gordon Bombay, and then he gets a Gillooly here from a hockey stick right to his knee there. So, okay. So again, they go back to the newspapers, and there's 2 images that have Bombay versus Stanson, as if it's a front page of whatever newspaper is covering the Junior Goodwill games. Maybe it was the LA Times, one can only assume. But it's not geared as the countries, it's just Bombay versus Stanson. So I love it. I get it. You can't really put the kids in the newspaper, so pit the coaches against each other. Outstanding. All right. So, like I said, Adam Banks has just returned. Apparently his wrist appears to be in good shape. So, all right, good for him. Emilio seems to show no ill effects as of now. Like he went down in writhing pain when he got injured a moment ago, and I guess people carried him off. Oh, we have a moment here. Okay, yes, that's right. Their roster is now too full because they added the knuckle puck kid, old Keenan. So Keenan Thompson's on the team now because old Adam Banks guy got injured. So now Keenan and Adam need to play together because the knuckle puck's too valuable. So, of course, Charlie, understanding old Joshua Jackson, Charlie Conway, portrayed by Joshua Jackson, he just says, you know what, I'm going to take myself out here because I kind of suck anyway, and I think that's leadership. So I think there's probably other people that might have been able to come out of the lineup. I don't know that Ken Wu has done a lot for him. He did get a goal. I have not seen Charlie put any goals in. I mean, I'd have to evaluate the entire roster to see who I think could potentially come out. Charlie might actually be the best person to come out. Why is he the captain? I mean, I guess that's leadership. I mean, I guess he rounds them all up and he works at Jan's skate shop and stuff like that, but he's really not that good. Charlie shouldn't be the captain. It's fine. Okay, so we're in our final game now. Iceland versus the United States. It's a physically dominant game up top here. I'll tell you that much. I said I'm just watching these stunt skaters just pummel these kids, which is kind of funny. That had to have been fun for the stunt skaters. They're like, all right, you just go lay a hit on Mike Vitar over there, and you're like, all right, knock him out, because it does not look like a bunch of stunt skaters are taking these hits. When I was doing a little bit of research, this final game. When did it occur? So the final game was on the filming of the final game was the very first event to take place of the at the time, the then brand new Arrowhead Pond, which is where the Anaheim Ducks would eventually play. So this final game, this is in the arena where the Anaheim Ducks would play. So if you watch the beginning of the game, you can see people taking pictures of the team on the ice, with real phones. It is packed wall to wall in here for some of these shots. And so they knew that because The final game it attracted approximately 15,000 people because it was on the first day there. So the filming would span over several days. The production team was aware that the crowd would not be as consistent. So to accommodate the dwindling crowd, cardboard stand-ups were brought in and moved around to fill in shots. So previously in the movie, I don't think we saw a lot of full stand comment or like full stands of like actual attendees. It's just movie magic. A lot of cardboard stand-ups and stuff like that, just like the NBA used. Oh, knuckle puck thwarted right there. It's hard to stop down in the middle of the game and set up a knuckle puck. And Wolf the Dentist Stanson, he's been scouting this thing for the entire tournament. You're not going to be able to pull this stuff off, Gordy. Okay, God, these guys are huge. Sorry, the Icelandic dudes. You get into some real deal hockey shots and you see him up next to like a guy like Ken Wu, and you're like, all right, these guys are just massive here. But anyways, yeah. I don't want to spoil anything. But as of right now, they're still wearing Team USA jerseys, as I believe would be the official regulation way that the Junior Goodwill Olympics would allow you to represent your country in their sport. So I'm just going to tease that. I did not know until today that the game was held at the actual like Anaheim Duck Stadium, but I'll just say right now, still wearing our USA jerseys. All right. We'll talk about some other stuff with the movie here before we keep moving. Oh, so Adam Banks just takes another shot to the wrist. That seemed targeted. I like that move, though. If you are Wolf the Dentist Stanson and you're like, hey, that guy just came back from a wrist injury, it's the final game. I mean, they're going to lose a player. I think they lost a player there for unsportsmanlike conduct, so he's out for the rest of the game maybe. Maybe it was just a penalty, and he'll be back in. A guy named Sanderson. But I think they threw him out of the game. If not, they should have. Very targeted. Anyway. Critical reception for this movie. I like this passage here. Like its predecessor, the film received negative reviews. It has a 20% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That's not fair. How can you do that? I mean, 20%? Certainly it deserves at least a 24%. I mean, I've watched most of this movie now, and this is a solid 24% film for sure. Oh, these people are, like I said, the hockey action alone, it isn't great. The line dancing was offensive. The women at Rodeo Drive were terrifying, and that was awful. The acting's been really, really poor. I'm sure the soundtrack was pretty awful as well. The story hasn't held up. Gordon's character doesn't make a ton of sense. Oh, breakaway. Amsalek on a breakaway. Who's skating after him? Is that Mendoza? Somebody fast is skating after him. Moving on, Gilbert gets hit from line. Or is that Wu? Did Wu take him down? Somebody fast just took that dude down. Oh, yeah. Amsalek, Mendoza, and the puck all in the net. It's a goal. Okay, so that was actually a terrible defensive move. I thought he was trying to set up a penalty shot. I was like, I don't know why you would give up a penalty there. That's not really a hockey thing you do, but okay. I see Luis Mendoza trying to skate back on defense there, just ran into a player and into the goal, giving up a goal. Bummer for him. All right, here comes their dumb flying V. I think this thing's about to get thwarted. Ooh, okay, yeah, onside again. They're pretty good about. Oh yeah, and just gets demolished. Yeah, if you line up 5 people in the middle of the rink and you pretty much just broadcast that you're going to be skating down the entire rink in this formation, probably not going to be too difficult to just go body up all of those players. So that's essentially what they did here. Just put a hit on all these dudes. Dude with the puck. Easy to put a hit on that guy, knock it away, and then, yeah, now it's essentially a 5-on-0 the other way. So, smart move. Yes, the commentaries here, it's like David versus Goliath. Well, that's very, very smart of them. Yes, I saw that, Keaton. It's a whirlwind of fun there. I won't read that particular comment, but yes, I did see that. Yeah, so all the physicality still continues here. Sorry, back to the reviews. So it got a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's fine. I can accept that. I can accept that it's terrible. But I just want to see, one person from the Washington Post wrote here, Desson Howe, whoever he or she is, well, that's a penalty. D2, The Mighty Ducks, reaches an extraordinary low, even for a Disney sequel. This unctuous barrage of flag-waving, message-mongering, counterfeit morality which contains the stalest kitty team heroics in recent memory, makes the original innocuous ducks look like one of the great works of our time. Ouch! Like, I mean, I know they're paid to do a job, but did they expect D2, The Mighty Ducks, to be like The Godfather 2? Or like, I mean, I know The Dark Knight hadn't happened yet, but I mean, sequels themselves aren't always that great, but it seemed like their expectations were pretty high. 4-1, Iceland leading the Ducks here. But Team USA finally on the board. I think it was Ken Wu who got the goal there. I missed it. Oh, Ken Wu trying to start a fight with the goalie. Start a fight with the goalie there. Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot when they were at the park, the dudes at the park taught him how to fight. So they taught him how to pull the jersey over somebody's head and punch them while the jersey's over there because their arms can't move. It's a pretty dirty move, but it is extremely effective. So, yeah, Ken Wu just gets thrown into the penalty box for starting a fight, which it ignites quite a ruckus from the Bash Brothers and literally the sellout crowd. So now that we are in the final game, you can tell the difference between just the energy in there. Like, people are banging up against the glass. I know these are just extras, but it's a lot of kids. It's a lot of 90s outfits. Like I said, people on Kodak, like disposable cameras or DSLRs trying to like take pictures through the glass and stuff here. So, it is very, very well attended. So yes, terrible reviews. It's hard to find budget information about this one. It ended up earning $45 million. That's fine. I don't know what it cost to make. Some in the chat on the first one, somebody said Emilio took $5 million for this. I know he took $3 million for D3. I was able to find a interview with him where he commented on his D3 salary because he put all the money into something. What did he do with it? D3, he made $3 million bucks, and he put it into some movie that only made $50,000 back at the box office. So, apparently he was on where he was like, I put my entire D3 salary of $3 million bucks, which seems high based on what I remember about him not barely being in the movie in D3, but whatever. He made $3 million bucks for it, put it into some other movie that only made $50,000, and it did not a smart financial decision, is what I'll say for it. Not a wise choice. Originally released in August 1994. Bad ratings everywhere, but that's not the audience ratings. That's just all those like critic reviews and stuff. Audiences, 250,000 reviewers, 59% overall. So, if just take it for what it's worth. You have to have low expectations going in. It's not going to be better than... I will say in some ways it is better than the first Mighty Ducks. In many ways it is not. I think it's very hokey and cheeky and dumb. The first one also had a character named Ducksworth, though. I mean, Ducksworth is absurd, and I do enjoy that. But this one was more fun for a kid, I'll tell you. The first one kind of freaked me out a little bit. I don't know if it was MC Gainey being the driver. I don't know if it was the fact that Gordon was a drunk, was a DUI, and who was a lawyer. This one, like, there's no lawyering at all. There's nothing about, corporate boss who's riding your tail, whose name is Ducksworth. This is really just a country versus another country sports battle movie, so take it for what it's worth. Okay, so here's one. I'm going to read one review here. I liked it as a kid just because I liked hockey, but watching as an adult, it's hard for nostalgia to save this one. Agreed. This one, the hockey scenes aren't even well done. You're right. The full game scenes here in the final, not great because most of the hockey is pretty terrible because it's flying V crap and it's mainly just garbage. But overall, I've seen worse hockey in maybe some movies. I take that back. This might be some. I'll say I've seen worse hockey in assumedly D3, or I'm assuming D3, which I don't know that I'm going to revisit. It makes sense to close out the trilogy, but it also makes sense for me to just turn this into an Emilio month where it's just all Emilio all May. So it might be that. And if you do have a favorite Emilio Estevez movie you want to see there, pop it in the chat there. I'll try to throw it on the list. We'll see what happens. Probably going to do 2 more of these in May. Or what are we at, the 8th? No, I guess you'll get 3 more Emilios. So you never know. Never know what'll be in there. Will it be Young Guns? Will it be maybe his little word? Yeah, see, Zach Tippett got me. I considered doing a night at the Roxbury as Emilio's finest role. That may be the last one of May. Or that might be the button on May, is where we just say, you know what? We're going to do Night at the Roxbury here as an Emilio Estevez movie because it's secretly the best Emilio Estevez movie there is. I'm not going to do Breakfast Club. I don't care about that one particularly much. Like, I enjoyed it as a kid. I have not revisited that one in a long time. Okay, Ducks Fly Together. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Young Guns. See, that's the thing. Young Gun's pretty highly rated. When I was going through his IMDb the other day, let me just go through his full one again. I'm like, I don't want to watch the freaking Breakfast Club. I don't really care about too much of the other stuff. I gotta say. Oh, yeah. I might have to do Men at Work just because it's him and Sheen as garbage men. I mean, so it may end up being Men at Work, Young Guns, and Roxbury. That may be your next 3 just to wrap up Emilio. And then June will have a new theme. And we'll try to keep chipping away at these just because I don't mind having a movie on in the background in the middle of the day here. And it's a easy way to solo broadcast and for me to do research on a film and look up crap. But I'm pretty film illiterate. I've only worked on a few film sets and I was mainly just a sound guy holding a boom mic. So I know very, very little about what's happening here from a technical perspective. Okay, so they've changed jerseys. So this is the big deal that I think would be completely just not allowed. You would be disqualified if you changed your entire team's jersey in between the second and third period because Jan wanted you to be Ducks. Judgment Night? I'll have to check that one out. Judgment Night. Oh, what about Free Jack? I saw a lot of people mentioning Free Jack, but Judgment Night, I'll check that one out. I did see it on his list. I don't know much about that one. Frank Wyatt in the 1993 film Judgment Night. All right. Directed by Stephen Hawkins. Oh, it's got Cuba and Dennis Leary. Okay. All right. Piven. I'm always a Piven fan, especially 90s Piven. That's when he was really cooking. I like 90s Piven, like Grosse Point Blank and Larry Sanders Show stuff. So yeah, Judgment Night. I'll give that one a look. Nice. Okay, so yeah, now our Ducks are now branded in not their old green Mighty Ducks uniforms. They are in the new Anaheim Mighty Ducks uniforms. So this must have just been bonkers. If you were in Anaheim in 1994, that's in the crowd is going absolutely ape back there. And I know there's a director telling them, hey, go nuts and stuff like that, but energy's through the roof. This is a bunch of people who have probably never seen any kind of what am I talking about? They have the LA Kings. I'm an idiot. They see live hockey all the time. But the energy's great in there in Anaheim. Seems like because kids liked the first Mighty Ducks, this was probably something to take your kids to. So yeah, there's a big sign. Island? Why is there a sign that just says, oh, Iceland? That's right. So there's some Iceland signs back there. They do spell it all weird. I've never understood why they spell it just ISA or ISLAND on the uniforms. So it's spelled like the word island, which is quite confusing to us English speakers from America here, because that is not how we spell Iceland, but that must be how they spell it over there. I don't know. Anyway, now Cowboy. Okay, so the Cowboy's going to do a flip pass here. So yeah, I mean, he's had some good stick handling moments. The flick pass into the zone, that's something. Okay, there's a trip. Even on the trip, I guess they get a goal off the flip pass. So, okay, they're just going to throw it up. They called it an alley-oop. Wasn't really an alley-oop, but sure. They lobbed a puck into the zone, and then somebody knocked it in, got it by the goalie there. So, okay, yeah, flip pass. Nice. All right. So I guess the Ducks are chipping their way back in the game. It appears as if all the Iceland players have forgotten how to skate and hit. So that's the other damaging part about how the hockey isn't good here, is because, yeah. Oh, Luis Mendoza on a breakaway. He's very, very fast. Can he stop or figure out how to... Yeah, oh, he stops right in front of the goalie. Sprays him with ice. Oh, yeah. And then he just shoves it in. All right, yeah, very Disney-fied there. That's pretty terrible hockey that would never work out in real life. Okay, so yeah, the Mighty Ducks chipping their way back into this exciting game against Iceland here as they've changed their uniforms. Goldberg in goal here. He's hanging on. All right, so the knuckle puck, been completely ineffective against the Iceland team. Wolf, the dentist Stanson, he's been scouting at every game. He knows they can't get a good shot out here. So they send out Russ Tyler. Oh, what do we got? Oh, he's pinched up in the boards. Oh, okay. Then we got a bunch of fighting going on here. All right. Why is there a bunch of fighting? Timeout. All right. So, I apologize. Sorry. Very tense moment there. Sorry. We had some dead air there. I'm used to, I don't like having the dead air, so I'll try to just keep talking, even if I'm just saying stupid stuff. So, yeah, Gordon calls a timeout. I think this is where some trickery is about to happen. So, again, this would be completely illegal. There's a lot of parts of this movie that I think do fall apart here from a logic standpoint. So, timeout was called. Team is back on the ice. The announcer, I don't know why they're not moving it up to center ice. The clock is ticking. Iceland with a 1-goal lead. Okay. So Ducks down by 1. I'm going to call them Ducks now because they're wearing Ducks uniforms. They're no longer Team USA in my eyes. All right, they bring the puck up to about to the edge of their zone at the blue line, and they drop it back to their goalie, who takes off his mask, then is immediately handed another stick. He takes off his mask to reveal that it's in fact Keenan in the goalie's outfit, so there was a position change during the timeout. He takes a knuckle puck from not the inside, not the blue line of the Iceland zone. No. On the other side of center ice, so all the way back on the blue line of their defending zone, he pops up the knuckle puck from inside that line and kicks it across 3 lines all the way in past the goalie, burns him. Wasn't through traffic or anything like that. The Ducks then storm the ice, even though the game's not over. It's just a tie game. Clock was ticking down, so I guess they tied it at the end there. Doesn't look like there's overtime. It says, so the championship comes down to a shootout. So, no rebounds, best of 5 shots. Of course there's no rebounds. You don't get rebounds. I wish you did get rebounds in a shootout. That'd be badass. Take as many as you want. You can get a couple rebounds, knock them in there. All right, so it's a 5-goal shootout. Fine. Add some tension here. All right, we tied it up. This gives us some moments for each individual character here. The first skater out is Jesse Hall. Iceland goalie seems to do absolutely nothing. So that is another problem. The goalies are not very well positioned in this game here. It looks like we've got Goldberg in goal, and he absolutely sucks. So he gets burned for a goal. 1-1, USA versus Iceland here in a shootout. The championship game of the Junior Goodwill Games from 1994. We've got Team USA versus Iceland. Oh, I think that was maybe Guy. Again, he's leaning on all his old guys. I mean, I know they're not even veterans in championship games. They've had 1 championship game. All right, somehow Goldberg gets a glove save. That seems odd. Okay, now here comes the hop-along guy. He's doing a lot of fancy stick handling that doesn't seem to matter. Yeah, I guess his last name's Robertson. He did a lot of stick handling and then just shot it into the glove. Okay, great. Good for him. He did nothing for us. Slap shot deep out there. Blistering Heat. Is Blistering Heat an Emilio Estevez movie from Byron Maguire there? Let's check it out. Blistering Heat. If it's not, it should be. I like the name of Blistering Heat. I don't see it, old Blistering Heat, on the Emilio Estevez IMDb. If not, someone should get to work on making Emilio Estevez in Blistering Heat. Okay, so now, I forget where we are here. We are at 3-3. Shootout all tied up, 3-3. Oh, let's see. We got final skater on the ice here. Old Adam Banks. His wrist looks fine. He looks, okay, we're going down the bench here. All right, we got Charlie. We got the teacher. Yeah, all right, great. Adam Banks, good for him. Outstanding. Okay, yeah, a lot of extra time here. They could have shaved off a little bit this time. I understand they're building some tension. I'm all for building tension. There's nothing like edging out the tension. That's fine. Okay, so now we're cutting back to the bench. Adam Banks skating up the ice. This is taking forever and a day. Crowd is into it. A lot of hot moms back there, it looks like. Not going to lie. All right, Adam Banks, yeah. All right, very, very easy goal off the outside of the pad. That was it? Was that the climax? Oh, no, sorry. That is not the climax because Iceland still has another shot. So, Team USA, the Mighty Ducks, has taken the lead 4-3. The final shootout here of the championship of the Junior Goodwill Games from 1994. Now, Coach Gordon Bombay going to make an epic coaching decision here to put in Julie the Cat Gaffney, who I think has only played or been put in the game one time up till now, and she knocked some dudes down. So I think she's coming in cold. Yeah, he's sending out Julie Gaffney to replace Goldberg cold. Okay, even the announcers are questioning. I don't know about this move by Bombay, putting in a cold goaltender to face the leading scorer in the tournament. Ballsy decision. If it works out for him, that's what makes him the greatest coach of all time, though. So let's see what happens here. Old Gunnar Stahl skates it in. This a lot of tension. There's not much going on goalie action. He pulls up. Oh, he's not even going to skate it in here. Okay, he's just going to pull up for the shot. Okay. All right, we got some tension building. The goalie has fallen to the ground. Cut to the glove. It looks like the save has been made. What do you know? Team USA did not get defeated by those evil Icelandic sons of bitches. No, we've defeated them. That's right. Us Americans here, we've defeated the Icelandic team in the 1994 Junior Goodwill Games. We did it. And it says Ducks win. It doesn't even say USA. It says Ducks win. That's right. A girl did that. A girl goal is the one who took on Gunnar Stahl there. Okay, so there it is. Now Emilio's hugging the coach, teacher, tutor lady. It looked like he was about to make out with her. I bet they had at least 3 different scripts where they're like, hey, what if on this one we just have Emilio make out with the tutor every now and then? Or she's super jealous of the Icelandic chick. So I'm going to bet that happened at some point. Okay, so now we're skating back. Wolf the dentist stance and not too happy with Gunnar Stahl here. Looks like he's about to take a lashing. Because Wolf the dentist Stanson does look like the kind of guy who'll just grab a pipe back in the locker room and just start beating guys with the pipe. And I don't know about anything about Iceland. They might be the most peaceful people on earth. But as far as I know, they're like Eastern European diehard villains, as far as I can tell, even though they're in Western Europe, I'm pretty sure. They're an island. So yeah, I don't know if they're as evil as they make them out to be, but I feel like all these kids are going to go get hit with some kind of steel pipe after this game. It's going to be terrible for them. Feel bad for the Icelandic children. Okay, good job, coach. Thanks, Wolf. We'll see you again. I don't know if they'll see you again. Do they do the Olympics every year? Because this is the Junior Goodwill Games. I don't know if it's an annual event. If it's an every 4-year event, then I don't know that Gordon's going to see him again. And based on what I know about how this series plays out, I don't think Gordon gives 2 crap about these kids after like another year or 2 from now. Like, I think he just leaves them at some college or high school or something. He might come back once. I think he sees them at the beginning. Maybe he comes back for graduation or something like that. Oh, is Gordon tearing up? I don't know. Either way, man, he just looks old. I don't know what happened between 92 and 94. Emilio got old. That few years, it aged him. I know I said that earlier, but man, especially in these ending scenes here, he looks haggard. He might have just been partying hard. Okay, players chanting Ducks, Ducks, Ducks. Oh my, they've done it. They've raised the flag. Okay, we go to an airplane shot. Why one airplane? They're all from different parts of the country. Oh my God, then they intersperse a shot of an actual flying V of real ducks. So it's just a flock of ducks like flying together there. Oh, and then we got to a campfire. So that's how they ended the movie. It was with the airplane, the flock of ducks, and then everyone around a campfire. All the kids, they all get to go camping. So it's not like they all went back to their hometowns. They're all now suddenly in camping world. Well, that looks to be the end credits here. They're scrolling down now, but committed no crime. I think this is where they're singing We Are the Champions here. Well, that'll wrap it up for me. That's been our D2, the Mighty Ducks watch along. Stay tuned. I'll jump on tomorrow with something else weird. It won't be a movie. We'll do movie things on Wednesdays probably, and I'll try to theme out the months and come up with some more cool research, bring in some guests from time to time. We'll have some fun. So tomorrow, don't know what I'm doing. Friday, 1 p.m., you can join me for You, Me, and the New York P Yeah, if your brother's Charlie Sheen, you're gonna party hard. I know, right? That's I was like, he probably went to L.A. to film this, or he didn't have to go to L.A. He probably lived in L.A. But either way, he looked rough in these few years. But Friday at 1 p.m., I'll be doing You, Me, and the New York P. Same thing I did last Friday, where we'll go through the New York Post and picked out just 10 random ass articles from the last week. Go through them live, rank them, see which one wins the week there because I just love their absurd stories. So that'll wrap it up for me. Thanks for tuning in. If you do, I hate having to say this stupid crap. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please go like and subscribe and turn on those notifications because I think that helps. And hey, if you caught this thing late, you can still go back and watch them later. Like I said, these things are fun to burn on a Saturday. I do it with movies that I've watched a ton of times where I'll just throw on the audio of somebody watching along or a movie pod. And if I'm pretty familiar with the film, it's an easy way to burn a Saturday ear listening time when I'm doing chores and stuff or, cleaning up around the house. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me. Y'all have a kick-ass day. I think it's nice out there if you're in Texas right now. The weather's halfway decent still. So get out there, have some fun. Catch you cats.